Buy low, sell high. You may have heard this groundbreaking device floating around some high-caliber financial circles, maybe in one of those genius articles over at Seeking Alpha, but you've definitely heard it in the ramblings of some financial mentors' Twitter posts.
People's problem is that they don't think. When was the last time you sat down with a blank piece of paper and just brainstormed?
What if I told you that this buying low was actually causing you to lose out on gains in the long run? I made this illustration to help you better understand. Here's the gains you got trying to time the market, and here's the gains you could have had if you weren't too busy role-playing as Warren Buffett. I promise this will all make sense in a minute, but first we have to talk about the recency bias trap. Is a psychological phenomenon where a trader believes that a recent market high means a crash is imminent. It's the tendency to overemphasize the impact of recent events because they just happened. If you ever need a good example of this, just scroll through Graham Stephan's YouTube thumbnails. Recency bias plays a large role in the buy low, sell high strategy, as investors with this approach are often reluctant to buy at or around all-time highs, and they're especially reluctant to buy near all-time highs on funds like SPY, where high prices on an ETF tracking the S&P 500 means the whole market is inflated and doomsday is right around the corner. High prices shouldn't be feared. You may have heard the cliche, time in the market beats timing the market. Coincidentally, this is also seen in Graham Stephan's tweets. Well, as boring as it is, it's actually true. Now, I know it may not make sense to most of you, but people do actually make money in the stock market, and they don't have to YOLO their life savings to do it. This is because the money printer never shuts off, and as we all know,
stocks only go up.
New highs are more common than you would think. Since 1950, the S&P 500 has set over 1,250 new all-time highs. That's an average of 16 a year. On top of that, similar studies have found that from 1952 to early 2024, the S&P 500 spent approximately 44% of all trading days within 5% of its all-time high. In fact, 7% of all days the market was open were spent hitting new all-time highs. Hopefully by this point you guys can see that you shouldn't wait for some perfect time to buy, as the cost of waiting on the sidelines is greater than any gain you would have had from timing the market. And thanks everybody for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing, and I'll try to make more videos in the future.
What's up guys, it's Graham here.